What is up, everybody? My name is Darren, and welcome to Stock Mafia. Guys, I don't know what to say. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for fraud and markets burning and just all sorts of crazy shit that is going on in our markets right now. Crazy stuff that is going on in our world. So let's get to what's going on right now. If you guys have been paying attention to what's going on with FTX, this was a crypto exchange that was, I guess, going out of business, whatever. And I just can't believe this. The first thought I thought when this happened was like, oh, this is awesome. Crypto's going down. And we saw Bitcoin go down under 19, got down to like 16, 15,000. We saw Ethereum get into the 1200s, and you're like, all right, great. Hedgies are losing collateral. They're having liquidity issues because we all know that they've been using crypto coins, cryptocurrencies to, kind of hedge their bets. And if they needed money, they would just sell off into that market. And what's great about, if you don't know this or not, but crypto exchanges are unregulated. And a lot of people cheer for that, and I do as well, because it's like, well, unregulated. We want big banks and everybody controlling us. Well, guess what? So do these big banks and hedgies do all sorts of nefarious stuff into these exchanges. So unregulated sometimes maybe isn't a good thing. That's another story. That's another time. But this story has developed even further, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm seeing. And what was announced last night was Binance is not allowing withdrawals. Another crypto exchange, which is then like they're pegged, or not a subsidiary, but they're pegged to FTX. And man, this story is developing fast. This is probably not the last time we talk about this, but I'm going to try to give you some background and some perspective, and you could probably help me. This is a video / live stream with no chat room. All right, so let's look at this right now. So obviously Twitter is a great reference point for us now that our boy Elon has taken over. So let's get into it. I'm looking at Twitter, and obviously my boy Bigums, as you guys know, that is somebody that I follow pretty closely and listen to a lot. He says, and this is he's talking about the digital assets that are happening. And what has happened is, on these exchanges, they have sold a AMC token. Right? I didn't know you could do that. And if I did see it, I probably just thought it was like the ape coin. Maybe that's how some of you assumed it. I don't know. That's what I have thought at first. And I'm looking at this, and it says, these digital assets are backed one-to-one to traditional stocks, entitling holders to the same economic benefits of owning the underlying stock. So essentially what they were doing was saying, we own this stock, and you can buy a AMC token. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know why the hell you would ever buy an AMC token on a crypto exchange unless you're just lazy. I mean, but the bottom line is they're using fake shares and as backing for selling tokens. It's freaking wild, but here's the thing. You're like, okay, well, they can do that. And I've said the same thing. I'm like, these apps that we're buying on, and I use the example of Moomoo because I've brought this to your attention before. Moomoo is a Chinese exchange. Their base is in China. Now, you look them up now, and they have some office in California. And that's how they avoid this whole payment for order flow and all that stuff. Guys, you're buying stuff on Moomoo. Careful what you're buying. You're buying on these crypto exchanges. Careful what you're buying. Unregulated. And I know it seems like everything is unregulated, but there's unregulated, and then there's unregulated. It's like the wild, wild west, and it's on steroids. Taking steroids. I don't know how else to explain it. But, there is corruption in our U.S. government, in our financial markets. But there are groups that watch this stuff, and as you see, the SEC will go after like a guy who steals $5 million. But if you steal $5 billion, yeah, you good, as long as you give us a cut. So let's get back to what I'm talking about. So if you look at what Peter Hahn said, and this stood out to me, and we found out about this. We found out, 2 days ago? You probably saw this, that FTX had 400 million tokenized AMC shares. And you're like, damn, that's almost the whole float. Well, Bittrex has 625 million tokenized AMC shares. And Citi Brazil, remember we were talking about how they sent shares to Brazil? Hey, I think we found them. Woohoo! 512 million AMC token share clones, whatever the frig this stuff is. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. And you can add them all up. It's like 1.5 billion over. I mean, it's unfathomable what is going on here. This is ridiculous. And Adam Aaron has to answer to this. Oh, yes, he does. This has nothing to do with his stock. This is just straight fraud. Now, he could give the lawyer speak, but even if he gives that answer, that's fine too. I get it. I mean, I'm not going to press him and go, why aren't you answering, this exact question? Why aren't you giving us our exact answer? But this has to be talked about because we have our shares being sold and we all know they're fake. And this is, I don't know, this could even be like copyright brand infringement. It doesn't matter. We know what this is. And guess who's involved in it? Let me find this young lady. Oh, no. Let's go here. Look at this. So, back in May of 2021. That's interesting. May of 2021. When do we have our run of AMC? FTX.US hires former Citadel Securities exec. There's no former Citadel nothing. If you're in that mafia, you're in that for life. And they're just spreading their little tentacles out there and getting them involved in everything else. So, once you're with Citadel, that's why, if you guys remember this is really interesting. It brings up another really good point. Remember that there was an organization that said that they will not hire former Citadel employees. So if you ever worked for Citadel, they would not hire you. That's pretty interesting, huh? Pretty interesting. Yeah, because they're a bunch of moles. They're a bunch of moles that get into your business and they call the boss. And we know who the boss is. Ken. We know Ken's the boss. I mean, this is Bernie Madoff times 10. I mean, this is unbelievable. Unfucking believable. All right, so let me see. Announcing stepping down. Yeah, FTX had their president step down in September of 2022. Why step down? Crypto is the future. Yeah, because shit's happening, man. It's happening. It is happening. I'm trying to find one. Oh, there we go. This is what I'm talking about. And here's the COO of FTX, Constance Wang. And guess who she worked for in risk controls? How ironic. Credit Suisse. This story is obviously developing, but we've got our mark on 1.5 billion synthetic shares of AMC out in the market, circulating, being swapped, debt traded, derivatives, all this nonsense bullshit that Gary Gensler needs to address. And maybe this is why he's saying that he needs to get into these crypto exchanges and regulate them. But I tell you what, I mean, even from a positive side, not positive, maybe this is the government's angle getting into that CBDC. I mean, this is the bullshit that's going on, man. But I tell you what, I don't see how we don't get paid. I don't see it. I mean, how do we not get paid? Something has to happen here. Something has to be fixed. Something. Personally, this is how I think it should go down, and obviously my opinion will change probably once I press send, record, whatever, when we're done. Think about this. And please leave your comment below. Obviously, subscribe, share this video if you find it to be helpful with the people in our community, because that's what we are, baby. Stock Mafia, man. We're spreading, baby. We got this. But here's the thing. It has to be addressed. Either Adam Aaron has to make a comment on what's going on. He could just say legal mumbo jumbo, but it's fine. At least he knows that we know that he knows, kind of thing. It's always nice to know that he's following this, but he says he is, so maybe we'll just let that lie. Gary Gensler has to do something about this. Now, he's not going to comment on it. I know that he's actually going on CNN, NBC with Andrew Sorkin, that little fraud rat boy, and he likes to interview Ken Griffin. They're boys. So Gary feels like he's in his safe place when he gets interviewed by Andrew, because they throw him those softball questions. He needs to address this. So how do I see this going down on both ends? And everything that happens in this fucked up shit that's going down, this tornado, this funnel, it's coming down. It's coming down. But you know what's at the bottom? It's us getting paid. It is us getting paid, because I don't see how these places do not get liquidated. FTX was asking for $8 billion to stay afloat about 2 days ago. And then a day later, they asked for $9 billion. What do you need now? 10? 12? Binance will not allow withdrawals. So if you bought any crypto or any tokenized stock, if that was even readily available, if anybody owns tokenized stock, please put in the comments. I'd love to talk to you, have you on the live stream on Wednesday. Let's hash this out. What's going on? But I just think Gensler has to go in here and he has to liquidate. There have to be maybe even arrests made, or just everything stops. Everything just stops. But when this stuff stops, you want to fix this? You want to fix this? Close dark pools. Close them. You got to let this run. Because here's the thing, and we've said this before, the longer this goes on, the more fraud is exposed. Well, man, we've really opened up one here. Oh, baby, something's been opened up. And I know that myself, you, guys on Twitter, Bigums, Boss Blunts, everybody is digging. Peter Hahn, digging. We're talking about people that are not just in the United States. We're talking about people that are in different countries that are digging, because we're an ape nation, and we're coming for them. And yeah, that might look like clickbait and woohoo and rah-rah shit, but it's not. It's the goddamn truth. We're coming for you guys. We're coming for you, Ken, because you're in the middle of this, man. Because when you sell stocks, when you get the backing on these apps, say the Weebles, the Robin Hoods, I wouldn't say the Moo-Moos, but maybe, I'm sure they're involved in this in some way. The market maker has to say, yeah, you're good. You can sell that. You're good. Yeah, you're good. Do we have the stock to sell? Yeah, we got enough. Sell it. Just to make money. And that's how you sell synthetics. You're selling fake shares. I don't see how you don't close the dark pools, let this thing rip. Like I said before, let it rip to 1,000, 2,000, then they halt it for 30 days. And they just shake people out, because what's going to happen is you are going to have so many people staring at this, you're not going to be able to shake it. I mean, this is the shit that gets governments overturned. I know that sounds drastic and unbelievable, but guess what? So was closing our world for 2 years for a disease that, through mass immunity, it's mass herd immunity, seems like we immunized ourselves. It's wild, man. This is wild. I know this story's not over, and I'm just trying to give you a perspective on phase one of this AMC tokenized stock that has, it's going to flip this thing upside down. And I think it's going to be great for us because liquidation and open free market will get us our MOAS. Hashtag MOAS is trending right now on Twitter, guys. Stay strong, stay positive, and I will see you very soon on the next one.